I'm going to be going through all you need to know if you're interested in signing up for our Hui Stateside 2-day event that we're going to be having in June 23rd to 25th in San Diego, California. We listened to you guys throughout the last several years, and in addition to doing our annual Hawaii retreat, we will be doing the stateside retreat, and this one will be a little bit more compressed, easier for you guys to travel to because we get Hawaii is a bit far. The cool thing about Hawaii, it's quite an immersive experience, which we still want to try and create that. However, we all know a lot of you guys work high-end jobs, you got families, you've got a lot of responsibilities, and it's just hard to either take the whole family out to Hawaii or get away from a couple of days, let alone burn up a couple of vacation days if you need to. So that's why we're coming to San Diego. So it's going to be a little bit less frills, but we're going to try and pack it with all that you guys really need to know and the people that you guys need to meet and get around with and create that memorable experience, that peak moment that had been pretty synonymous with the past several years events that we've been pulling off. And every year I always get excited because we get better and better how we pull off this event. This video playing, it was 6 months ago in January of 2023 in Hawaii. Similar experience, just different venue. So we are going to be doing it at Paradise Point, which is a cool area in San Diego. It's in Mission Bay. It's really what we wanted to try and accomplish with these retreats is get everybody in the same area. It's not the most expensive place. It's not the cheapest place. It's in the middle, but it's a cool vibe of upscale camping, and it really creates an environment where if people want to hang out after hours or you'll see people will be in the same area, and it'll create those opportunities to get to know each other more on that personal level, even after the happy hours, the dinners, the lunches, and then the fully packed Saturday and half day Sunday. So we highly suggest you guys paying for a room there because that's really where I think where you're going to get most of your experience with. We've had people come in the past to past Hawaii events and they try to be cheap and try and Uber home and whatnot, and or not stay where everybody else is staying. And we tell them, don't do that. The next year they listen to me and they stay in the host hotel and they say it was like a night and day experience. So that's the first lesson learned here. And the biggest thing of our events, different from anything else, everything out there is like predicated for the lower net worth investor to buy into some program, which this is not, right? You meet us, you meet our team, but more importantly, you meet other investors that are talking the same way of getting out of traditional investments into alternative investments, the tax strategies, infinite banking or credit investor banking. These are the people you need to get around. And that's what set my path to financial freedom, even after buying a bunch of rental properties, is getting around other accredited investors in this standpoint. We do the hard work for you, job of filtering the right people in and creating the right experiences for you guys. It's going to be a memorable weekend, especially if you've never been around other people thinking this way. And likely everybody coming, you guys are the ones within your friend circle, your personal contacts, who is the outlier of the group. You will be in good company with a bunch of other financial fanatics. It'll finally be an aha moment for a lot of people that, wow, there's a lot of people that think the same way, that have professional jobs and businesses like myself. And wow, I never realized that. And you become really motivated because you're skiing downhill with a bunch of other people thinking the same way. Check out some of the pictures. You can see the vibe. We run things pretty casual out here. You'll be surprised some of the net worth in the room and kind of the positions that a lot of our participants carry within their own prospective companies or their professional jobs. But we try and keep things cool, right? That's what we want. We want real people. A lot of people coming are first generational wealth millionaires, people who've had to earn their money. They went to college, they went down that traditional path, and we would join here in our later stages of life, meeting new friends and combining and finding best practices amongst each other. Here are just a few of in years past, we've done roundtables, and this is what I really curate on Sunday. I look down the list and see who's coming a week before the event. And I really stop and think each individual, I know everybody's that's coming. And I know the personalities in the room. So I build a program to best cater towards what you guys need who are coming. And if people have told you about this in the past, I think one of my superpowers is creating an agenda for, we'll do this on Sunday where we have the half day with you guys to do structured networking to get the juices flowing and the sharing of individual ideas. And then this is where really you establish connections and relationships that you can take on with you in the future. But the day prior, right? So everybody's on the same page and not just asking the basic questions on Sunday, so we can really focus on getting to know each other. Saturday, which is the first full day, is going to be a big classroom day. We're going to be going through all the curriculum that I've been piecing together over the last, since 2016, in a 100-slide plus PowerPoint presentation. I know that sounds either really boring or maybe you're looking forward to that. I hope you're looking forward to it because we are going to go deep into this and go from the beginning to the end, ask all the questions you want. And that's where you really want to start to get that dialogue. But I think one of the problems I've noticed is people get overwhelmed with all this simple passive cash flow curriculum. You never really sit down and read the book is one option, but this presentation that I have, it's really going to go into a lot more detail, get a lot of energy of sharing this with everybody. And this is what we go through the first day. And it's intense, but that's what we want to do. We want to pack in this in the short time as possible because time is the most valuable thing. And we know you guys are smart. You guys can absorb it. What we don't want is to create some kind of lame seminar type of conference. People bring in speakers and speakers pay to speak to the people and they just sell their city products. Like that, to me, that's a waste of time. In fact, what we're creating here is the anti-conference, right? Everything is education specifically for the high net worth passive investor. And then we fill the room with you guys and we do structured networking. Sure, we have the happy hour on Friday night and then the lunch and dinner Saturday, and then those opportunities informally at the hotel for you guys to meet each other. There'll be those networking freestyle times, but I think you go through Saturday, everybody gets on the same page, take it to the evening, and then on Sunday, the structured networking is pretty magical. We give you guys directions and a little bit leeway, right? But that really starts to get people talking and then pulls it all together, why we do what we do, of why we implement the strategies that we talk about on Sunday. We encourage, especially for some of our people who've been around in our group a lot, especially the family office members, to bring their family, whether that's your kids, adult children, brother, sister. We obviously limit that to a certain amount of people, but that's what our organization is all about. Typically, the person who comes to the event, right now, you're probably listening to this, you're the person who pushes the ball forward on the finances side. Your spouse may or likely not have too much insight on what the heck you're doing, which is why we encourage you to bring your spouse, bring your kids so that they can learn this too. Because we talk a lot about the end game of $4 or $5 million net worth, but really part of that is if you passed away unexpectedly, what would your family do? And for a lot of more experienced investors, you see with your kids, passing over more than $1 to $2 million per child really isn't going to do too much if they don't keep it and they learn the strategies and especially have the network and the ecosystem that we've created here. And that's really where these synergies happen. And I think when you start to come and you start to see how people interact, this is a time really where you need to meet other people in the space. But again, just to recap it again, Friday, you guys come in, you check into your hotel. We'll have a evening cocktail hour. We always pretty much do an open bars, typically how we do things. It'll end in the early evening, but just fair warning, every time we do this, the first night, people stay out to almost midnight and some people stay out even later. Although I want you guys to wake up on time, rise and shine. We will be doing that full day seminar. I was going to say webinar, but this is actually in person, right? Where we go through all the curriculum in 100 plus slide presentation where we go through and really talk shop and everybody gets on the same page. And we're going to have lunch and then dinner provided with more cocktails similar to the evening prior to. But that way you're ready on Sunday for the structured networking day. Here's a little bit of some of how we structured things in the past. Of course, I'll be changing it based on the participant profile, as I always do. The whole point is to get you guys out of there by the early afternoon. A lot of people flying in, get it. You don't want to burn up the extra vacation day. So we want you guys out. There might be still some people sticking around. If you want to take a day off to memorialize all the stuff you've been crammed into your head all the weekend and take a day off, I encourage that. In fact, and there'll still be a bunch of people around to hang out with, I'm sure, staying the night on Sunday. But we get it. A lot of you guys are still on the path of financial freedom, which means you got to work on Monday. And more importantly, of course, a lot of our folks, we have families and younger kids, even older kids alike. We got to get back and help out the spouse since you left them for a couple of days. So if you're looking to get on the flight out, I would probably say if you're trying to get out of the airport at 5, 6 o'clock, that would probably be fine. You probably get the most out of the event and still be able to get home to your family that evening. Yeah, the pricing will be going up as we get closer to the event. That's just how dynamic pricing works. As you guys know, that's how we do it on the apartments. The more fill we get, the higher the rents go up. So get in there early. Once you submit your application, the team will try to get back out to you as soon as possible, as we're always trying to filter the right people in. There's always a handful of people that we don't allow to come because we don't know them. They're just not a good fit. We want it to be a quality experience for everybody. And 80% of that is who we fill the room with. So you can see some videos of the past events. These are both Hui 3 and Hui 4 were done in the past in Hawaii. Then the Hui 5 was the other video up at the top of the page here. You guys can click on that YouTube. But if anything, see what people are wearing. San Diego might be a little bit more formal than Hawaii, but I would say dress is mostly resort casual. If you feel comfortable in wearing business casual stuff that you normally wear to work, cool. If you want to wear your aloha shirt, cool. All I got to say is that you're meeting other professionals and best foot forward. I always tell the people from Hawaii who like to come in with their flip-flops and board shorts, maybe that's not the best thing, but hey, you guys do you. We're all adults here. That's just how we run our organization. As some frequently asked questions, please stay in the same hotel as us. Don't try to be that one person that tries to be a little cheap. Really, the best connections happen after our events, or some people, they're more morning people. They're not nightlife people. They get to have breakfast with each other. It's really up to you guys. You guys really need to take the initiative to connect with each other. As far as transportation, what's really cool is like we're all stuck in the same place. That was like the atmosphere that we wanted to create. So when should we arrive? Yeah, I would say Friday afternoon, Friday evening. The first cocktail hour on Friday is optional. Some people just come in later or the morning of Saturday. That's totally fine. And if you got to leave early on Sunday, leave early. At least try to be there for the complete Saturday day. Because there's really no other event out there that's not some sales pitchy, lower net worth, non-accredited type of investor event out there. If you do, let me know. But I think if anything, we've created the culture by doing this for several years where we get the right people, where people are trying to give back to each other. It's a safe environment too. I always tell my more experienced investors, the people in my family office group, if people don't really fit the group, acting a little squirrely or something's not right, please let myself or the team know. We will remove them. Most people are exactly who we want to create that environment so you guys can get to know each other. So to bring the spouse, of course, yeah, I would really suggest bringing the spouse. You don't take them to meetups. You don't take them to the local real estate club or these salesy, pitchy things. That's the way to alienate your spouse. But what we're doing in San Diego is exactly where you want them to be so they can learn it from other people. And it's funny because a lot of times they'll say, I hear this from you all the time, but when I heard somebody else say it, finally clicked for me. But other than that, yeah, we've done some other events. Check out the pictures. And if you have any questions, please let us know. You're gonna have to complete this application form. Like I said, we don't just let anybody come, especially if you're a new person to our organization and you're looking to test drive our organization out. We create these types of opportunities and we curate it specifically for your guys' needs to come in, meet myself, meet the team, more importantly, meet other investors and really open your eyes to this alternative investing, alternative finance world, meet a few people. And then we have our family office inner circle group. We don't sell people on that. People join it, in fact, because they want to be part of the organization. But I would say either come to this event, meet the people, like I said, and then maybe at a future date, check it. We do tours of our assets in the field in Houston or Texas or wherever. Come out to that so you can see your blue collar type investments firsthand. But other than that, I think that is a pretty good legwork for a passive investor. After all, your investments are more people who you work with, your relationships is really the biggest thing of part of investing. Hope to see you in San Diego. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Team@spillpassivecashflow.com. And we'll see you guys there. Bye.